Well, hello, we are in the Summer Festival of Quilting, and this event here at Hochanda means that we are gonna do the biggest big giveaway at the end of it. How it works is every live hour of this event, amazing quilting event, one item will be deposited here as a part of that prize draw. At the end of it, one lucky winner will be drawn out of every customer that has been purchasing during the live hours there of this event. Now, we will be announced at 4 p.m. at the final call of the one-day special of the 4th of August. So make sure that you place an order. Now, that means that this hour we need to put a giveaway in here, and to spice it up, we bring a mother jelly roll. You know, it's worth £32.99. It is an amazing, I'm a big fan of the jelly rolls. So much you can do with them. And look at this one, it's amazing, it's beautiful. So this is the second live hour of the Summer Festival of Quilting. So that, of course, this is the first item, the item that we had before. That brings the total so far, just in 2 hours, £102.97, the value of this giveaway. But remember, every hour means that we will add another item in there. So imagine the giveaway, how much it's going to be at the end of it. It's going to be a fabulous giveaway, the biggest ever prize draw that we have done in here. Right, and you can see all terms and conditions on the website hochanda.com. And we have got now as well, of course, a one-day special second look, and we have got Rebecca here in the building. Hello, Rebecca. How are you?
Good evening. I'm fine, thank you. Nice to be here.
Great. Now, of course, we have got the one-day special from Hobbies Quilting Stash. Now, shall we look at the website in there to see exactly everything that we have got in here? And look. Sorry, we have got technical issues. We have got some technical issues. Now, here is Alex to tell you all about Freedom.
I've got a minute or two to tell you why you should all be members of Hochanda Freedom. Did you know that with Hochanda Freedom, you could be saving on your deliveries every month? For just a £6.97 monthly fee, you will benefit from unlimited standard delivery, which means the more you spend with us, the more you save. And you know the best bit? You can cancel any time. Becoming a member of Hochanda Freedom, you will also be able to take advantage of our exclusive Freedom member discounts, where you can save anything up to 20% on an already fantastic Hochanda price. Freedom members will also receive our exclusive members badge and Freedom newsletter, which will keep you updated with all the goings on behind the scenes. Just look at all these benefits for £6.97 per month. Over 10,000 of you are already members, and we thank you so much for being a part of our family and sharing your crafting passion with us. In fact, I'm now going to hand over to you to tell everyone else about your experience with Hochanda Freedom.
It's lovely because you have the special offers, don't you, that give you a nice discount off, sometimes up to 20%.
I don't have to worry about the postage. I can spend a £5 on something that I've seen as and when I've seen it, or I can spend 20 or 30 or 50 pounds, it doesn't matter.
I get special offers, I get special discounts. They tell me when everything's happening. So if there's a special show I want to watch, then it's there.
Yes, you do save. If you buy like I do, you save.
You see? You could be a member instantly for £6.97 per month with no ongoing monthly obligation. So when you want to cancel, you can. Just give us a call or go to our website quoting the item number 88888. So don't forget, you get your unlimited standard delivery, exclusive Freedom discounts, members badge and a members newsletter. What are you waiting for? Join Hochanda Freedom today and become a member of the growing Hochanda family.
So apologies for that. Yeah, of course, there was a technical issue, so that we had to fix my mic. I think you can hear me now, which might be a good thing or a bad thing, depending how you look at it now. Of course, one-day special, 40% of the one-day special has already gone. What it is a stash builder. It's fabulous, 25 fat quarters. The contents might vary, so it's a bit of a potluck, but it will be 5 fat quarters that coordinate. Each of those fat quarters will coordinate with their little bundle.
Yeah, they're in little groups, families of 5. So, and then you'll get 5 families of 5.
Yeah. Oh, and there will be 5 of those families that you can see in the screen now. For instance, it could be the black one with that beautiful gold printing. It could be maybe the blues. Maybe it could be something bright and cheerful, maybe something for the children. It could be maybe some of the purples, or it could be the corals. What about maybe the deco or Christmas? Now, what is it about fat quarters and having potluck, say, of a family of 5 families of fat quarters? What does it bring to a quilter?
Well, the really good thing about them being in families is that if you want to make something like a cushion, a bag or a quilt, you know that those fabrics will all go together and that they match. But the other good thing about having such a mixed thing, maybe you'll get some Christmas and some children's, it's just having those fabrics so that if you're new to quilting and you think, oh, I don't really want to invest lots of money and I only want to just start out and maybe make a cushion or a bag, you've got lots of fabrics to choose from. And I think often that's what stops people creating, is they haven't got it at home. But it's just lovely to have the stash of fabric so that you think, oh, I just want to make a little zip purse to give as a gift for someone. You've got the fabric there at hand.
Fabulous. And of course, I love the fact that in whichever fat quarter family we look at it, say for instance, I like the decorative ones here. You have got more of feature prints, you have got more of background prints. For instance, this one here that you have got the foxes, you have got more like the fuzzy dots that I call them, you know.
And they all go together. You can see that the colours in all of those 5 fabrics all toned together.
They do indeed. Christmas as well. Now, the gorgeous Christmas as well in here. I love there is some words in there. So remember, it is a potluck. However, you are saving £30. And you have got a flexi-buy, 2 payments of £19.88. Remember also, by checking out those baskets, you automatically become part of the prize draw of the Summer Festival of Quilting. So, and you could be the winner of a massive giveaway. Now, the details for the one-day special, 769354 is your item number, and of course you have got that flexi-buy as well, and that opens a flexi order. However, we have got also the wording. Now this is a crib size, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so if you're making a quilt, it's ideal for a crib. But if you want to make cushions or bags, because a lot of bags work well with wadding in them, and cushions always look better with a bit of wadding.
They do. Now, also, this is perfect, I think, because if you are getting 5 quarters, you might be doing a smaller project. So this would be perfect.
Yeah, say you know if you're making a 16-inch cushion, then one of those would be really good for that, because they always look better with a bit of wadding.
Yeah. I also, you know what? One of my projects that I'm doing now is like I have got very old chairs, so I want to have like a cover for the bag with a little bit of wadding, so to add that extra cushion.
And that's really good for quilters, that wadding, because it's a cotton polyester mix.
So it's more durable?
Well, it has that lovely natural feel of cotton, which feels better than the polyester, but the polyester gives it a bit of strength.
Yeah, and of course you are getting you're getting 2 of them. So for that amazing price of £14.99, you're saving £5. There it is. You are getting both of them. Now I need to mention there are extended deliveries throughout the so this will be dispatched from the 12th of August. Now, can we go back to vision? Can we go back to vision now? Please, please, please. This is me wearing one of my highest heels. Like seriously, I'm going to show. I have got a 3.5-inch heels, and this is me. Anyway, now they're bringing the ladder, so I can. It's not for me. Now. Right, sorry I made the joke, but we have got fabulous patterns by Rebecca herself. Now this is a set of 4 patterns. You are getting the tree skirt, the window panel cushion, the stripy bag and the zip case. £21.96 is the price. You are saving £8. Now they are fabulous. I love the cushion cover, because and if you want to see how Rebecca put it together, is you can check out at 6 p.m. The show that we did. And then with the life of TV, magic of TV, I just grown. I wish that could happen in real life.
So do I.
Right. These patterns have been, you designed them within specific...
Yeah, the whole point behind this, because obviously this is the Fat Quarter Stash Bundle show, is that all of these patterns use fat quarters. So if you think, oh, I really want fat quarters, or I've got, what shall I do with them? All of these will use, some use 5, some use 4, they use different numbers, but they are designed and the instructions are written so that it's what can I do with fat quarters?
And I think because it's a perfect add-on to your one-day special. Remember, the one-day special has got a flexi-buy option, so you could opt for that option, add this on top of it, and then you can open a flexi order, which means that then you spread the cost onto of the flexi basket there. Right, £21.96 gives you all 4 of them, 359,443. Now, however, Rebecca is an extraordinary pattern maker and sewer, so she has got a library of them. So you have got the option of a pick and mix. So you could choose any 2 for just $11.98. The great news is that even the 3 skirts, that by the way, that has been reworked to be doable with fat quarters. You can choose whichever 2 for £11.98. There is so many options. I believe there is 11 options.
Yeah, 12. The 12 options.
12. Ooh. So for instance, you could go for the Sunshine Star Cushion, which is ginormous, and I love it. The Shadow Box Quilt as well is one of fabulous ones. So you have got all those options. Now, we have got also William Morris, and we love a little bit of William Morris. My producer she has ordered some of it as well, and I am on my list as one of them. Why we like them is because they are stunning, timeless classic fabrics, patterns. Now, your home, think about it. Think about a quilt that is elegant and stands the test of time. This is what the William Morris delivers. You have got, this is the mineral collection, and you have got a 7-piece fat quarter bundle. You have got 2 options, which are the first option is up to here. So we have got here the gorgeous, kind of more, I would say more taupes, more slightly subtle colors. But look at it, you have got big bold patterns, then you have got more kind of distressed ones, you have got the beautiful vines in here as well, the leaves in here, and then of course you have got the more subtle patterns as well. Option number 2 is the darker bluish sort of tone. I think this is, well, I think this one was on the late and the first one, and you can see again you have got that beautiful blues coming in as well in here. So the aqua sort of, it's more of a dark egg blue, I would say, than an aqua.
Yeah, it is, yeah. It's really sort of smoky grey blue.
It is very busy. 80% of the stock of this second option has already gone. £24.95. You're saving £10 for William Morris, you know, with the seal of approval from William Morris Foundation. Well, how do you call it? State, I think, is that with the V&A kind of has to approve everything that has got the William Morris official name. 169506 is your item number. Now, this is where it gets busy, very, very busy. So I would please do jump ahead to the end, check out your baskets. Baskets. Right, so here we were talking about moving the box so I can stand up, but that's why I kind of got the words wrong. Anyway, here you are getting 2 meters of 108 inches wide, amazing William Morris fabric. You have got different options. You can see them there. Now, 108 inches is actually 2.74 meters. So you are actually getting just under 3 meters by 2 meters. It's an enormous piece of fabric, isn't it, Rebecca?
Yeah, no, it's amazing, because if you want to back a quilt, it means you haven't got to join. It's perfect if you want to use it for your sewing. So if you wanted to, say, back cushions with it, you could make loads and loads of cushions with it. Really good for dressmaking as well.
I have got a question from a very interested producer. She's like, how many chairs could you upholster with one, or a typical dining room chair?
Well, you'd probably only need a 20-inch square.
Per chair?
Yes, so you would get 5 one way, so you probably get about 20.
She can, you know, 20,
That's quite a lot.
Kim can
About.
get married in a small ceremony and have all the chairs upholstered with this fabric. Well, that's a quite
That's
something.
good, yeah. You can make a
Maybe
dress.
Holly could do her wedding dress in this beautiful color, in the linen, but she needs to be quick because the linen option, 3/4 of the stock has already gone. Can I open one? I know it's just Molly. Since it's right, it's just because she's gonna hate me forever. But look at that. And this is double. Can you see it? I'm not. I mean, look at that. You could make curtains out of it.
Yeah, well, yeah, you'd have to, yes, they wouldn't be very thick curtains, but you could make, and it's just a really good thing to have. You could use it for bed linen as well. It's big enough for a double bed,
Yeah.
for a duvet cover.
And also, the other thing I would think, because this is my favorite, I love this strawberry thief in those linen colors. And I kind of was thinking that this would be amazing just as the backing of a massive quilt.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what it's mainly used for, is quilt backing, because when you start joining quilt fabrics together it's much harder, it's easier to do it that way, so that's what they're mainly used for. But because they're such beautiful prints and designs, you could use them for so many other things. It's always a really good thing to have in your stash, is a large piece of quilt backing.
Right, so let's talk about the other options. Remember that Rebecca was saying this is ideal for the backing, the quilt backing, hence the name, but also think about all the different things you could be doing. Now, we have got the linen first, very nicely folded by myself, and I clearly not. Then we have got the autumn. This is Kim's favorite, my producer Kim. She loves the retro vibes on there, and she thinks that it will go very well with mid-century sort of
yeah, that's it. But it's a really lovely soft colourway, isn't it? I think it would tone well with most people's interiors, particularly living rooms.
Yeah, and then we have got mauve. So then it's kind of a gorgeous, kind of more subtle, maybe a little bit more grey. This would be lovely with Molly, floor manager Molly's sofa, which was a little bit of grace and elegant. And then we have got verdant, which goes very well with our director's Holly's eyes. So everybody gets name checked. Right, if you want to go for this amazing fabric, it is beautiful. William Morris official fabric, 191198. You have got a flexible option to spread the cost in two payments of £24, 98 pence, I think it was, but for it. Or you have got a £6 saving. Oh, there it is, 98 pence. Sorry. And now remember that we are at the Summer Festival of Quilting, which means that whatever you buy during the live shows of the event, you will qualify to be entered into that amazing prize draw. That means that it's the biggest ever prize draw, because every live hour of this event, one item of amazing fabrics or amazing items, or even machines, may I add, machines, overlockers. Well, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't say that, but yes, there is the most amazing prize draw. Now, for full terms and conditions, visit Hochanda.com. And you know what? Good luck and tune in tomorrow, because there is going to be a massive, I mean, I mentioned it, thing that is going to be added to that. Not that I want it or anything like that, but you know. Anyway, sorry, I put my...
Yeah.
Yeah, we all want it.
We all want one of those,
Yeah.
yes, definitely, but we're not talking about it.
We are not talking about it.
No, it's
I mean,
top secret.
What are we talking about then?
Well, what I thought I would do, because the whole point of this show is fat quarters and what you can do with them, is one of the patterns that I've done is for 3 zip cases, and on the pattern it explains the same technique, but there were 3 different sizes. There's a zip purse, more of like a makeup pouch, and then a bigger wash bag. But basically, I mean, you can use a zip purse for anything. But it's one of the things that people most often ask me, people who don't sew or don't sew a lot: how do I make a cushion and how do I put a zip in? And so I thought I would go through, although if you buy the instructions for the zip purse, all the details you need are in there, but I thought I'd go through it to show you, because quite often people make zip purses for different things. I mean, they're quite useful just to have as a purse, but also, you know, if you want to make a special gift for somebody, it's quite nice. You can make a personalised purse. They don't use a lot of fabric, so ideal for fat quarters, but also if you've got a special piece of fabric, one that you really love the print on, it's really nice to showcase with that. And I often watch people when they put zips in, and it's really hard, the zip sort of disappears into the side seam. So I'm going to show you a technique that you can use for any zip purse, and once you've followed this through, you needn't be scared of zip purses again. So here's one I made earlier. Now this one is used from two of the fat quarters that you may get. Is this lovely poppy design on the front and the back, and then inside, I'll turn it inside out so you can see it better, I've lined it with this lovely daisy print, because I always think it's a shame to put a plain lining in. If you're going to line anything, put something pretty in it, which is another good reason for having the fat quarters, is because it's ideal for lining little purses, you know, having that nice little print inside. But the key to this really are these tabs that are on the end of the zip. So quite often when people make zip purses, they have the zip running into the side seams, and then it all gets sort of bunched up. But by just putting these tiny little tabs either side, that gives you a really professional finish, and it's quite easy as well. So in the instructions, it explains all the pieces of fabric you can cut out, and there are 3 different sizes. Now I'm going to show you with the largest size just because it's easier, and this is one of the fabrics that's in the fat quarter stash bundle, the one that you may get. It's a children's fabric. In this pack of 5, there's this lovely with these suns and the rainbows, and this is one of the other fabrics that's in it, is these lovely stars, so you can see how well they go together. So I think it's always quite nice to choose a couple of fabrics that blend, and in the packs of 5 that they do all blend. And so I decided for mine, I'm going to put the stars one on the outside and the rainbow and the sun one on the outside and the stars on the inside. Just because this would be ideal. It's sort of a wash bag size, but this size would be ideal for you know, putting children's things in or keeping your craft makes in. If you've got a small project on the go, it's great for that. So the first thing you need to do, well, after you've cut all your fabric out, is you need to put tabs on the end of the zip. Now, like, I've got a super long, large zip here, just because I wanted to show you that you can use a zip bigger than you actually need. I mean, it's a bit of a waste to use one this large, but I wanted to show you. So first of all, we're going to put these little tabs on. Now, you cut out 2 pieces of fabric. Here's where you cut out 2 of them. And the first thing you need to do is press them and turn them into a tab. So you fold it in half, and then you press it. I'll just press it so you can see. There we go.
No, sorry to Rebecca, can I interrupt you 1 second?
You can.
Sorry, because I don't want anybody to miss out. The William Morris, the linen option, you know, remember 2 meters, 108 inches wide, or 2.74 meters. It's now limited stock. So single figures, please, please, please check out your baskets. We are incredibly busy. Thank you. Sorry about that,
That's
Rebecca.
okay, no, don't worry. So we folded it in half, then open it out and fold the 2 ends to meet at the centre, and then fold that in half again, and then give it a good press, and that's 1 zip tab. And you do that with both of your rectangles of fabric. And the reason you do that is because now all those raw ends are encased in the middle. So the first thing you need to do is take your scissors, and to reduce all the sort of bulk and all those plasticky bits at the end, make sure you've got the zip slider at the other end well out of the way. Just cut that off, and then that gets rid of all the too much of the bulk. Then put the end of the zip inside up to the fold and fold that on top. And then you just pin it into place, and we're going to sew it on. Now you'll see this and think, why is this tab so much wider than the zip? It's because it's so much easier to sew it on when it's wider rather than trying to line up the top and the bottom, and then we'll cut it afterwards. So you just pin it on, make sure that the zip's right into there, and then you just sew it into place. So I'm going to do that first, and you just need to sew, start at the top of the tab, just make sure the zip is right up into that fold, and then sew it carefully, quite close, like a few millimetres, about a 1/16 of an inch, like a top stitch, away from the ends of the zip. Oh, let's just cut that. Right, so there we go. We've now enclosed our zips, nice and safe, it won't come undone, and we can cut that later. Now we need to put the tab on the other end. The most important thing you need to do is make sure you make it the right length. Now in the instructions, I tell you the length of the teeth. That's the important thing, is how long are the teeth between the tabs. In this case, it's 26 centimetres, just because this is the wash bag. So I'm going to put a pin there. Now that's the length that the teeth need to be between the tabs. So you're going to have to cut the zip, but don't forget to move the slider the other side of here. Okay. I have many times before cut it off and the slider's the other end.
Oh. Well, is there any way of salvaging then?
Well, yes, you can put it back on. There are lots of different ways of doing it. You can slide it back on again. You have to cut the end of the zip tape into a slight point, so you can put it back on. It's just a bit fiddly, so try and remember. You will probably only do that once, though. Possibly only do that once.
Rebecca, sorry about this. Again, another interruption, just to make sure that everybody checks out their baskets. Technical sellout for the linen option for the William Morris. If you want it, check out your baskets, because if you have it in your baskets, then you can have it. Otherwise, you will miss out when auto refreshes those baskets every 10 minutes. Right, sorry about that again.
That's okay. So this pin here is where the teeth need to end, not where you're going to cut it. So you're going to put the fold of the tab where that pin is. So we need to cut it the other side of here. Okay. Just a little bit. This is about 2 centimetres wide, so a little bit less than that. So I'm going to cut it about 1.5. You can fiddle with this later to make sure it's right. So this is why you can use any length zip, but it is easier to have a longer zip, because by having a longer one you can get rid of the metal end, which some of the zips have, which is quite bulky. You can get rid of the metal or the plastic end on that, and the less bulk you've got in your zip, the better. So now place the two ends inside here, and this is why the tab is wider than you actually need, because it just makes it easier. And then just make sure that the folded edge is up to that pin mark, which we measured earlier, and then just pin it into place. It's important that the teeth, because obviously this end, the slider's not holding them together, so it's important that you make sure that the teeth are sitting right next to each other. So, you know, this is just one thing people think, oh, that's really fiddly, but that's quite easy, really. Now, before you sew, just take your ruler or your tape measure and just measure once again to make sure that the teeth are the right length. So that one's done, and then we just sew that into place in exactly the same way that we did the other end. Remember to take your pins out as you go, and just hold the zip tape together to make sure that the teeth are together. Right, now our zip is nice and safe. So we've now got our zip with the tabs either end, and it's all safe and it's really neat. At this stage you can now cut it. So just cut the ends of there level with the ends of with the zip tape.
All right. Yeah. Because I'm learning so much already. Because I had one of these zippers, and a continuous zipper, and I put it on one of my skirts, and I have to say I kind of DIY the solution. So this is so much better.
Well, it's just that this is a really good way of having a neat zip, and as I said before with this cosmetic purse, it's the tabs on the end that help the zip to lie neatly. And you can use, I've used the same fabric that's going to be on the front, but you can use a different fabric if you want a slight contrast. Right, now there's a couple of options of different ways that you can finish your purses. This one, I've put triangles on the bottom corners. It's best to do that at this stage before you start putting the zip in. These just add a little flash of colour, but they also reinforce the corners quite a lot. So say you're going to have this, I've got in my handbag one lot of these, a bit smaller, that's like a makeup purse, and it's in and out all the time, and then they get a lot of wear. So this helps to reinforce the corners. If you want to do that, and the instructions are there, that's one side. I've put two on already, and I've put one on here. I'll just show you. You just take a square of fabric, the measurements are in the instructions, and you fold it in half, wrong sides together to make a triangle. Give it a little press, like this. And then you put that triangle in the bottom corner and pin it into place, like so. And then all you have to do is sew it all the way round. You can see I've done this one already. You just sew down there and across there and across there. And you have on the, that's the front of the wash bag and that's the back. When you then sew them together, this just reinforces those corners. But it all,
That's such a clever thing.
but it just gives it a little flash of colour. You could use like a plain fabric for it.
Yeah.
But it's just a detail, but it does make those bottom corners a bit.
It does, and also, of course, because you are getting 5 quarters within a family, you
Yes.
will have the smaller patterns in one of them too.
Well,
do
what
we?
I've done is I've used this one for the lining of the bag, but I've also put it as the little flash on the corner.
Marvellous.
But you see, it's only just but that's the good thing about having this stash, is that sometimes the things you want just a little piece of fabric, and the bigger stash of different prints and colours you've got, you can add these details to really add some sort of personalisation, and it just looks a little bit more professional as well.
It does indeed. Now, I want to remind everybody to check out their baskets. You know what? When we say check out your baskets, it's technical sellout. We do it for a couple of reasons, and one of them is because we don't want you to miss out, but also means we have got the system. How it works is that you put something in a basket and it auto refreshes every 10 minutes if you do not check out. So it means it gives opportunity for anybody else who is actually wanting to buy it or is faster in the fingers. That's what has happened. A couple of you haven't checked out your baskets, and this has bounced back. It is now still limited to stock, I believe. So it means it is a handful. So please do check out your baskets if you have it in your eyesight. If you want, like me personally, I wanted it and I almost wanted to get it, but cannot get it because I'm here, so I cannot order. You lucky things, you can order it. No, I can't, you can. So do check out your baskets, you lucky things. Anyway, one day special. I just get very passionate about fabric and about William Morris. And one day special now is a stash builder. You are going to get a Hobbies quilting stash bag, which will include 25 fat quarters. But how they will come to you is families of 5 fat quarters. So you might get one of Christmas, you might get one decorative, one floral, one children's ones. You might get one more of tonal colors, for instance, the purples. We cannot promise you what you are going to get, but you are going to get 5 families of 5 fat quarters, so 25 in total. But look at that saving of £30. You are paying, you can flexify it as well. 2 payments of £19.88 or one of payment of to £39.75 for 25 fat quarters. You will have them in families, which means that projects like Rebecca's, which are designed for fat quarters that we have got into show, it means that you will give you ideas on how to utilize them, how to maximize them. If you are a quilter, you know how important it is to build that stash, because it is important to have those the variety of patterns and colors. So building that, whether you are a beginner or an experienced one, is essential. There are those projects always that you want to practice with. There are those projects that you need to, I need to do this for a children's party or a children's present. That's why you build a stash, for those projects that you always need and you never think that you might need. Also, something that you might need is wadding. And I think this is really, really fabulous. You're getting 2 of them. They are crib sizes, so 45 inches by 60 inches. And they are a mix. It's a 80-20, so 80% cotton, 20% polyester. What that gives is the natural feel of cotton, then all the breathability of cotton, but it gives also the sturdiness of the polyester. Because some polyester wadding can be, if it's 100%, it's a little bit, you know what I mean, polyester. Whether here, having the mix, it means that you have got the softness, and you can see it here, the size of it. I would like to open it, because crepe sometimes it sounds, but you can see how big it is. It's not a tiny, right? That's a big crib. I mean, this is like basically my bed, it doesn't, and my bed. No, actually, I have got a bigger bed, but this could be a quilt for me. a sofa blanket quilt. That would be absolutely perfect.
It's a throw, isn't it?
It's a throw, yeah. If you wanted something like, for instance, for the back of the chairs, as I was saying, a runner, like a Christmas runner, this is phenomenal. Also, £14.99. You have got a saving of £5 in there. Why not? And you're getting 2 of them. Adding to your flexi, you know, when you are having your one-day special, you can have the option of flexi buy it. So it means that you could have that price on what you are paying today and paying the remainder the next day. I didn't fold it that neatly, haven't I? But it looks bigger now. You're getting 2 of them. Remember, 45 by 60 inches is what you are gonna get. 2 of them, 977-565. And then look at this. I love this. Now also do not forget at any purchases that you make today during this live hour, remember this way, Summer Festival of Quilting means that anything that you purchase during the live event, you are going to be automatically enter into this competition. The prize draw is building itself. At the minute, the value is £102.97, and that is growing 2 hours, just 2 hours, 2 entries that we have put in there. And of course, the winner will be drawn on 4th of August at 4 p.m. and the final call of the one-day special. It could be you. Good luck. Anyway, we have got the pick and mix of the beautiful patterns by Rebecca herself. Now, here there are the 4 new ones. They are designed for fat quarters. However, on the website you will find 8 more, because it's a total of 12, in which you can pick any 2 of them. The 4 that we have got in front is, of course, those fat quarter base ones. Now, the fat quarter Christmas tree skirt, that is reworked from the original one, which was a different sort of fabric sizes. You have got the strippy back as well. You have got the cushion. You have got the bags as well. And I love the tree skirt. Let me show you the tree skirt. Let me show. Right. Let me show you the tree skirt. I just want to show it. It's a poncho as well. It is. I like a Christmas. I like it. All right. So that's that. That's the. You know what? Can I wear it as a skirt as well? Because it would work for me. Well, no. There it is. No. Apparently my box is not tall enough. Right. We have got $11.98 for the pick and mix of any 2. 045752. Now, William Morris fat quarters, you have got 2 options. This is the mineral collection. You have got the option number 1, which is more of the taupe colors, the more slightly subtler colors, and then we have got the option number 2, which is the bluish, more darker tones in here. So from here, this is one option here, and that is the other option. So option 1, option 2. Now, option 2 is very, very popular. I believe it's over 80%, I know, of the stock, and you are saving £10, whichever option you are going, £24.95. And also, I need to mention, of course, extended delivery in case you are just joining us. These are the dispatch date from the 12th of August. Now, more. These ones will work really well with the fat quarters patterns one day, because they are fat quarter patterns. Yeah. So imagine making maybe the strippy bag with William Morris. Imagine that. Oh, and the matching wash bags as well. Now, how many fat quarters do we need for the stripy bag, Rebecca?
5.
So 5. So here we are getting 7. So we would have 2 left. Could we make a couple of wash
you
bags?
could. Well, there's 5 that are needed for the bag, but that doesn't include the lining. So you could use one of them for the lining, but then you'd have enough left for some of the purses as well. Because you can make a large and a small from one fat quarter. So you could have a bag with matching purses, all in William Morris.
Wow.
Would make a really nice gift for someone.
This is you're reading my mind, because I was thinking £24.95 with a saving of £10. So you are getting a good deal here. You could make little different different presents, and then once you have invested in the patterns, you have
then the patterns can be used for anything, and the way that I've written the instructions, all the measurements are in there, exactly the fabric that you need. You don't have to use a whole fat quarter, you use just part of it. So
I love that. Imagine that. Imagine presents with William Morris fabrics. Remember that you have got two options. Option number 2 is over 80% of the stock already gone. So please check out your baskets. Now we have got other items as well. The 7-day savers, which is threads. In there you can see them there. The metallic threads. Ooh, look at that. I love a little bit of Christmas threads. These ones are handmade by Haley. So you know what, Haley knows her threads, she knows her sewing, and she always chooses things that work. She doesn't want to fuff around, she just wants things that are beautiful and do what they are meant to do. And these threads are gorgeous. I have actually used some of them, and they are actually really nice to embroider with them. We have got another item there as well, Sewing Magazine Trio. So you're getting Quilt Now, and Love Sewing. £13.47 is the price, saving £10.50. Right, and let's join Rebecca for the next step.
The final bit. So I've sewn the triangles on, but that's just an option if you do it. Another way you can do it, which is also in the instructions, is you can add you can box the bottom. So if I show you there, you can see it's just add a little bit of depth. So that's something you can do to any of the sizes of bag, but in the instructions you can learn how to do the triangles, but also how to add this boxed bottom.
Oh, yeah.
So now I'm going to show you about the zip. Now it is one thing that people find really tricky, so I'm just going to do it step by step and show you an easy way to do it. So now we've got the tabs on the zip. Let's put the slider in the middle so it's not in the way at either end. Now on the top of the front of the bag, we're going to place the zip. The zip is shorter than the bag. That's because of the seam allowance. We don't want to sew these zip tabs into our seam at all, because you remember at the beginning I said one of the problems often when people insert zips is it's all bulky. So you place it centrally across and you'll have the 1 centimetre seam allowance left. Now you're going to sandwich this zip between this outside fabric and the lining. But I find, even though I have inserted many hundreds of zips, that sometimes the zip tab slips, and if you don't sew it together so that the top of the zip tab is level exactly with the top of the bag front and the bag lining, it looks really messy. So although this is probably going to take you an extra 3 minutes, it's worth doing. So pin that into place, and then we're going to sew it on. So we're going to sew it really close to the edge so that these stitches don't get seen in the seam. So the seam allowance is 1 centimetre, so just sew it just a few millimetres from the edge.
Okay.
And this is just, you could tack it by hand if you prefer. That's another way of doing it, but I just do it on the machine, to be honest. It's just as easy. But there's just something, and I think it's when you get to the zip, put the needle down and lift the foot up a bit and move the slider out of the way, because it can distort it. So let's just sew that on. And the reason I think it sometimes does slip is because the zip tape is made from, oh gosh, that's just moved, from a really quite a sturdy, thicker fabric, and so it can slip sometimes. Right, so that's just sewn into place now, and that's just holding it. I mean, you could tack it if you prefer. Then the next thing you're going to do is take the lining fabric. The lining fabric and the outer fabric are exactly the same size, and place that right sides together with the zip in between. So the zip is right sides facing here, and these are right sides facing, and then pin it together across the top. And we're going to sew the 3 layers together. This seam allowance will be more than when you sew the zip on. So that line of stitching you've just put in is temporary. That's why you could tack it in place if you like. And by doing your zip in 2 stages like this, you'll get greater accuracy. So what you are going to need now is your zip foot. Now most machines come with a zip foot. You can buy them separately, but it's still sort of one of those standard. There's hundreds of different zip feet you can buy for machines, but most machines do come with a zip foot.
Yeah, even mine came with it. No, I say even mine because it's like kind of Mine, I went for a good sewing machine, expensive, but it had a very limited amount of feet.
Yeah,
But even the zipper
most of them
yeah.
do come with a zip. And the reason you have a zip foot is with a normal foot, I'll put it here so you can see, the needle comes right through the middle, and then you've got the same amount of foot either side of the needle. And the amount of foot that's on one side of the needle is too much. It would crash with the zip, and then you won't be able to sew straight. But if you look at a zip foot, so I'll take mine off and show you, then it will make sense. You can smooth it so that the foot lines much further over.
Yeah, that's really. Now, while you treat that, I'm going to want to tell everybody that 40% of the set of 2 crib size wadding has already gone. The Loved as Luna is a soft cotton mix. It is a staple cotton, so it's long as staple cotton. It's chemically free as well, so it has got kind of, if that hasn't been cleaned with harsh chemicals or anything like this, the fibers will stay in your quilt because of the way that is the needle punch technology. As well, and I want to mention that it's stitched up to 10 inches apart, so that means that you can do big quilts, what I mean, between stitching and the quilting lines, so you don't have to do them very close to each other. Also, what I kind of it gives you the pre-shrunk instructions in here to wash them in warm water, or you can do without pre-shrinking, and that will give you more of the natural hand-sewn sort of effect. So they are fabulous crib size as well wadding. 80-20, which means that it has got the cotton softness and the 20% of polyester that gives it that durability. And that is the wadding. You're getting 2 of them as well, so don't forget that. £49.99 is the price.
Right, well, luckily while you were talking, I've sewn that into place, so now you can see I've sewn using my zip foot, and I've sewn quite close to the zip, just a little bit away, all the way down. So now when I open this up, I've now got my zip sewn neatly between the outer fabric and the lining fabric. And that was quite easy.
Yeah,
that was quite easy, wasn't it?
That was really easy.
So what you do now is you take the back of your wash bag, whatever, and you do exactly the same thing. You pin the zip centrally across. This time you can match up the front and the back.
I'm going to say what they are saying in my ear. I should have. Kim, our producer, lovely producer, has a little boy called Abel. He is a legend. He is so lovely. And he's so lovely. And he loves bright colors. And she was just saying how much he would adore these amazing bags. So she was like, oh, Abel would love that. He would love to have it. Basically, Kim is asking for
yes, well, it's just, it's if you made this for a gift for somebody, you could make this, even if you're a beginner and you haven't done this kind of thing before, if you take it really slowly, you can make it in an hour or 2, tops. And what a lovely gift for someone. And cheap.
Yeah.
All you need is a zip.
Exactly. And of course, a Flexi Buy, the one-day special, and then you can spread the cost into interest-free payments. So you don't have to pay £39.75 today. You still will save £30 if you Flexi Buy it. You just pay £19.88 today plus PMP if you are not a Freedom member. If you are a Freedom member, which our Kim is a Freedom member, so you just pay £19.88 today, and then the next month. It's going to be August the next month. Well, Saturday is August. Oh, this is...
How did that happen? Right, so now I'm just sewing on the other side, again with a very small seam allowance, so it's just repeated.
Okay.
Now we take our other piece of lining fabric and place that right sides together, so it is exactly the same. So you've got a zip sandwich.
Okay.
And again, you could sew these 3 layers together all in one go, but I've had too many times where the zip tape slips and then had to unpick it.
Perfect.
And it's just much quicker. You can tack it as well if you like.
Fabulous.
Right, so now I'm just going to sew the outer and the lining together in exactly the same way as I did before. Ooh, I lost my foot.
Okay.
if you find that when you get to the slider, with my machine, I can raise my foot sort of a little bit higher.
Okay.
You have to fish about inside to find it because you've got to move the slider down past here because your machine won't go past it. You can always just stop, take it out and then start stitching again if you find that easier.
And you kept the needle down when you did that?
Yeah, always have the needle down. But if you can't get into the slider, just stop, move the slider down and then just start stitching again where you stopped on top of it just to strengthen it. But you'll just find that if you stitch past the slider, it will make your foot jump a bit and then you'll get a messy seam. So now, look, we've got, this is our bag.
Oh, wow.
So there's the front, and there's the and then there's the lining, and then the zip will just go neatly between the two.
Look at that.
But with these zip tabs, that's what will give you this neat
finished.
edge.
That's perfect. That's super neat.
So the last thing you have to do is, we'll flip it all around now, is put the two front outers together
Yeah.
and the two linings together.
Okay.
So it's like one big rectangle.
Yeah.
And then sew it together all the way round, leaving a gap in the lining for turning
Okay.
it right side out.
Fabulous. While you do that, I'm going to remind everybody of the William Morris fat quarters. It's the mineral collection. You have got 2 options. In each option, you are getting 7 fat quarters. You have got option number 1, which is this one, the more muted sort of tones in here with the gorgeous pattern from William Morris. Remember, everything that has got the name William Morris has to be approved by the V&A, and because that's how the thing is that William Morris gave his legacy basically to the V&A. I think that's how it was, and everything has to be approved that is in tradition, in keeping with the William Morris sort of a style of papers, his designs. And these ones are official William Morris fabrics. So you can see the beautiful botanically inspired, but with that mineral sort of colorway. Option number 2, over 80% of it. Very busy for that one, very busy for option number 1. And if you're item number 169506, £24.95 for 7 fat quarters from William Morris. Fabulous price. Fabulous price as well for the wadding, and it is phenomenal. You are getting 2 of the loved Luna wadding. It's a crib size, so it is 45 by 60 inches. You are getting a mix, poly mix, which is 80% cotton and 20% polyester. This Luna loved, it has got the natural fibers. There is long staple cotton and the softest polyester. You also is made without any harsh chemicals or bleaching, so there is not that kind of contamination happening in there. Also, is a 10-inch sewing that you can do quilting across, so it's quite phenomenal. Now, one day special, you might want to go for a why? Because you want to stash builder, because you might be like me, very much a beginner. Maybe even the word beginner is not even, it's a little bit too high even for me. It is what you are getting in here. It's a selection of, you don't know exactly which 5 families you are going to get, but you are going to get 25 divided into families of 5. So 5 families of 5 fat quarters. They work out at £1.60 per fat quarter. They are Christmas options. They are decorative options. They are floral options. They are kind of color options in here. So you might want to get a Christmas one, a decorative, a children's one, a color one, a floral one. The intention is to build your stash, to kind of have a staple, like kind of a box full of beautiful fat quarters that when you want to do something a bit different, you have got something to go reach for. When you are asked to do, Mom, could you make me a wash bag for, the sleepover? You have got those elements. Maybe you are thinking Christmas presents and you want to have fat quarters to give away or to create some little projects. This one says, maybe you have got a friend like him that has got a neighbor in her life, and she's desperate for a wash bag with that beautiful yellow and the rainbows and the windows, those ones, then you go for them, because you never know what you are going to get. Remember, your savings, £30 in total for that one day special, and of course you have got the flexibility. Rebecca, we have got seconds, I believe, to the end of the show.
Well, I'm still sewing it together all around, which I'll do at the end.
Okay.
When you fold it with the outsides together and the linings, When you get to where the zip part
Yeah.
is, fold the tab part. Can you see? Fold
Okay.
the tab part towards the lining.
We have got seconds, like literally.
That's all.
That's all.
And then sew it together all the way around. But just remember, fold
Perfect.
the tab towards the lining.
Thank you so much. Sorry, Rebecca,
That's
about
okay.
all the interruptions. Now, we are very busy. Please do check out your baskets. I'll see you after the break with Maggie and Impression Obsession. Do check out your baskets for the giveaway.